Howdy, Desert Boy here. Yeah, I just wanted to take a moment and talk to you about the fact that, if 9mm is so great and 38 special is so terrible, like a lot of people seem to think, being weak and puny and things, then where's all the 38 caliber rounds gone? So let's talk about that for a moment. But first, let's look at some of the rounds that we have here to talk about. Just take a general look here. To begin with, we have 9mm there with the SB 2022, which we'll look at here in a minute. Then we have 38 special, and that's the 38 detective special and 38 special by Colt. And then we have 38 plus P, and then we have 357 Magnum, and that's the Ruger LCR and 357 Magnum. And then up here is the 45 ACP, also often maligned in favor of 9mm, along with the 38 and 38 plus P. So Desert Boy here again. Sorry about the light there. We'll just have to kind of deal with it for right now. But let's talk a little bit about 38 special. Why is it so hard to find right now? And a 9mm, is available. I mean, I've been able to find 9mm to buy here and there at the range, and even in cases sometimes. But I cannot find 38 special. I can't find it on, if I go to Double Tap, if I go to Lucky Gunner, if I go in, Bass Pro Shops, if I go in Sportsman's Warehouse, if I go into local gun stores, there is just no 38 special or 38 special plus P. Occasionally I'll run across some 357 Magnum, but not target loads, no full metal jacket type stuff, not even some lead round nodes, mostly just maybe a couple of boxes of jacketed hollow points or something here and there. So let's take a look at the guns real quick, just to make sure they're safe, just to show you they're safe. This is Sig Sauer SP 2022. There's no mag in here, as you can see, no magazine. We safety checked it. There's no rounds in there. We'll decock it. We'll put it back here. Set it down for now. We've got our Colt Detective Special in 38 Special. As we can see, there is no rounds in here. It is empty. So it is safety checked. And then let's look at our Ruger LCR in 357 Magnum. We also open it up and you can see that it's empty as well. There's no rounds in there and it's been checked. So let's talk about that a little bit for right now. As I said, we got FMJ kind of 9mm, hollow point 9mm. You can't find, you usually get the FMJs. It's a little harder to get 9mm self-defense ammo right now, like those hollow points. I won't joke with you about that. But then you got something like this lead round nose. You cannot find these unless you happen to have them. Some 110 grain FTX and 38 special. These are both 38 special. Remember when we used to go into, big discount stores, or, that maybe had like Remington or like Winchester White Box or something like that? And you could just walk in and buy these 38 special plus Ps, especially these hollow points, from either, Winchester or Remington. This happens to be Remington, a jacketed hollow point. This is the FTX from in plus P from the Critical Defense from Hornady. This is a 357 Magnum. This one was 110 grain, by the way. This one's 125 grain. 357 Magnum FTX. Then we have a jacketed hollow point from Sig Sauer, right? It's their Elite Performance. Jacketed hollow point, 125 grain. Then here's some 158 grain 357 Magnum. That's a jacketed soft point from Federal. So those, and I want to say Aquila also has those a lot of times. I like shooting those in my 357 Magnum Henry a lot of times. So, and then also I had some 45 up there that I hand passed in the opening there. That's some Sig Sauer FMJ, which you can probably find some of that at the range sometimes, not all the time where it's your dealer, but it's getting really hard to find it. And there's no self-defense ammo like the Hornady Critical Duty Plus P that I had up there. So, if 9mm is so great and everything, as everybody's told me, I've seen so many videos on it, how 38 special is outdated, it's a puny gun. Who would carry one of those? Who would carry a revolver? all those different things, right? And this is just my question is, if that's so, then how come there's no 38 special ammunition? So let's talk about that for a minute, right? And of course, there's not necessarily, 45 has been maligned too, but especially 38 special, right? And 38 special plus P. Most of the time, most people will say 357 is still a pretty good round. They don't usually go down there, although they may not like the use of it in a revolver because it's a revolver most of the time, pretty much. I think there's only one or two manufacturers that might make it where you can put it in a semi-auto. I think of somebody like Magnum Research or Firearms type folks. But somebody will correct me if I'm wrong there. I know that. Okay, so let's talk about the big reasons why. Okay, let's just be kind of wild and be out there for a minute. Let's start with conspiracy theories. Okay, I'm sure there's a lot of people that are like, well, the government must be buying up all the 38 special ammo, so we can't have it. Well, we don't know. It could be true. I think it's much less likely because I don't know what they'd be doing with it. I guess they could sell it to other countries or something, but I don't know why they would do that because I don't think we have really 38 specials in inventory, although there might be some special cases. But, some people say, well, what about the conspiracy theory that all the wealthy people that are the common sense gun law people are buying up all the ammo because they won't want us to have it? Well, that's another, I guess, conspiracy theory you could throw out there, right? But those people, most of them are wealthy for a reason. It's because they always make money on what they do. And I just can't imagine them being so fervent that they buy up all the 38 special and then they just dump it in the ocean or something like that. Because first of all, a lot of them are pro-environmental people, and that would really be against the grain if they're really being serious about it. The other thing is they're into making money. So they may not sell it back to us. They might sell it somewhere overseas. But, maybe they just don't want us to have. I don't know. That could be a conspiracy theory. So let's just get those kind of out of the way right away, right? So some of you may think that's a little crazy. Maybe not. Everybody's got their own opinions. Remember, I'm just a hobbyist enthusiast here just talking about why we can't get any ammo, in 38 special. So what's another likely reason? A lot of new gun owners. Well, that's probably a little more plausible, right? Get a lot of people that go out there, but, everybody's told me, well, if 38 special is so bad, you really need to get you a 9. Get you a Glock. A lot of people get a Glock or a Sig Sauer or an M&P Smith & Wesson, right? Something like that. I mean, it's a lot of people who are very very pro 9mm, and it's a very good round. I'm not saying it's not, but for some reason you can still get 9. Most of the other thing that's kind of weird is you can't find some of the other ones like 45 Colt. Who the heck uses 45 Colt except cowboy action people and some hunters, right? So that's kind of odd too. But we won't go down that road right now. Let's stick with 38 special. So. It's true. A lot of people might have went out and bought kind of the modern equivalent of this. They could have bought them a new Colt Cobra, right? Or they could have bought themselves a Smith & Wesson Model 60 of some kind, or, a 642, a 638. I think there's a 649. They could have got them a K-frame Model 19. They could have got them a Ruger GP100. There's a lot of different things that could have happened there, and they could have got 38s. And they could have got 357s that will shoot 38s. Because what happens generally with new people, right? They get something like that. They go out with somebody, hopefully somebody that they're getting proper training, and they'll probably discover that the 357 Magnum round is, not for everybody, okay? And especially in the smaller, lightweight guns that you might carry for self-defense. Now, one of the things I do like is that there's some real advocates for the use of revolvers and having defensive weapons, even semi-autos that can even be a 9, like the P938, right? Or the something like the P365, or the smaller ones, right? They're not higher capacity, although the P365, as we know, and the Hellcat, they get up there in the 10+ range. But like the the P938, right, or the P238, which is in 380, those are only like 6 or 7 round guns, right? Those are defensive weapons. There's some good advocates out there talking about revolvers, especially for defense, and that's usually where the 38 special falls instead of 9mm. And so I think of people like, Revolver Sam, Gun Aficionado does a lot of testing. If you want to know about statistics and comparisons to all these rounds, those are the kind of people who go see. Paul Harrell does a lot of comparison testing.
Yes.
Lion Quest Fitness does a lot of, he does a lot of examples of self-defense and discussion about using a defensive weapon, carrying a defensive weapon versus carrying something that might be considered more of an offensive weapon, like when you get 20 or 30 rounds in the magazine, it starts getting a little bit more offensive if you ever have to use it. So just stuff like that. But coming back to the basics, if you go to the gun store, you are not going to find LCRs like this. I mean, you'd be very lucky to. Anything I've seen is like an LCR X and 22. You're probably not going to find too many of these. And one of the things I've been trying to find is a 3-inch, which is probably the ideal size for carry and still have the ability, especially in a .357 Magnum, to shoot the round with some decent controllability. And they're just not there. It's not just the ammo, it's the guns. But there's a lot of .38 specials that aren't there, and you're right. Probably one of the reasons why is there's a lot of new gun owners. But I have a hard time believing that they bought so much ammunition that we ran out of .38 special darn near. I mean, that's just hard for me to believe. I think it's more likely that a lot of people that have 9s, that are big 9 aficionados, have always had .38s, or they went and got .38s because they were afraid that they might not be able to get any ammo, and they went and bought a ton of .38s. I think that's a much more likely scenario. And you combine that with the newer people, that may be why we don't have a lot of .38 ammo. So I know that's kind of my take on it. I'm interested to hear what you think about it. You might think I'm kind of crazy about that. But I think those are the more likely reasons why we don't have it. Along with the fact that maybe some manufacturing was scaled back a little bit during the early part of the pandemic. But I just really have a hard time believing that all of a sudden, all the people, I think I just find it interesting, all the people that are such advocates for 9, if they're such advocates for 9 all the time and the .38 so bad, how come everybody's buying .38 ammo? That's the question I have. And if you got an answer for that, I'd sure like to hear about it, because I'm really curious. This video is a little longer than I wanted it to be. .357 Magnum I'm not going to really get into, because we both know that can be a self-defense round, and it's also a great hunting round in certain circumstances. 45 ACP is another situation. You can't find any 1911s that are reasonably priced, like a Rock Island Armory or a Mil-Spec Springfield. I mean, they're all, if you go to the gun store, they're all $1,100 to, like, how much do you want to pay? $6,000? They probably got one for you. So anyway, be safe out there. Hope you're doing okay during these times. And once again, be safe out there, whatever you're doing. And if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks.